हेलो एंड अ वेरी वार्म इवनिंग टू यू ऑल बियॉन्ड द बाउंड्री पे एक बार फिर से आपका स्वागत है। आप देख रहे हैं टीओआई स्पोर्ट्स एंड दिस हैज बीन द नॉर्म इन बॉर्डर गावस्कर ट्रॉफी। यूजुअली डे वन इंडिया के लिए अच्छा नहीं रहता है, नॉट स्पेशली आफ्टर पर्थ टेस्ट मैच, बट वील बी टॉकिंग अबाउट इट एंड पिकिंग अप द पीसेस कि आज हुआ क्या है। वंस अगेन इन सिडनी, a very uncharacteristic pitch, and of course lots of controversy, lots of talking points. So let's straight away get into that. We have a full panel once again. We have with us Nitin Nayak, Dopayan Datta, and Pankaj Athavale. With me, Chetan Narula, of course. Let's get going, guys. Welcome back to the show. Um,
Thank you.
let's start with the summary of the day's play. What really happened there? India 185 all out. New skipper. New stand-in skipper, we can say. New stand-in skipper. They opted to bat first. 185 all out once again. समझ नहीं आया हुआ क्या आज ये। लेट्स स्टार्ट विद यू नितिन। ठीक है, आई अंडरस्टैंड कि आपको एससीजी पे पहले बैटिंग करना है बिकॉज द पिच कुड क्रम्बल एंड एवरीथिंग, बट यू नो व्हाट, रीडिंग अ पिच इज एन आर्ट एज वेल। एंड अगेन आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट कि I don't want to judge the pitch before both teams have batted. But that did not look like a bat first pitch to me, especially with the grey skies overseas. It just did not look like a bat first pitch.
Yeah, I think this was the classic case of them going by data and by stats of Sydney, which always suggests that you bat first. Generally it's a bat first wicket over there, and teams batting first have generally tasted success. But what they forgot was to see the skies and also look down at the pitch, and
Yeah,
also
yeah.
see the form of the batting order. And I I know why Bumrah probably batted first, because he also thought that the Australian bowling lineup bowled deep into the fifth day in Melbourne, and between Melbourne and Sydney there was such a short turnaround, and so the bowlers had very little recovery time. But
Yeah.
he should have also considered the fact that his own batters are not in very good form, and he kind of exposed them to the Aussie bowlers, and they exploited it beautifully.
Vayan, your take on it, was that a bat first pitch? I mean, what, Jasprit Bumrah, the world's fiercest fast bowler at this point in time. Uh, yeah, if I was in Bumrah's shoes, I would be like, okay, hold on, I want to bowl first here. Um,
You know,
ठीक है, you take into consideration the management, the staff, and everyone, and what is everybody saying, what Virat Kohli might be saying. Rohit Sharma is not playing this test. वो क्या कह रहे होंगे dressing room में? You take all of that into consideration. But again, what did you think of it?
you know what, Chetan? I think it's a fantastic toss to lose. Even
Yeah,
because this Pat Cummins also, Pat Cummins or B, somebody said that they would also have batted had they won the toss. So actually, as Nitin was saying, like, it is very difficult not to bat first when you are playing in Sydney. And taking everything into consideration, what Bumrah was looking at is probably about 250 runs. Like, that is the minimum that you expect from your batting lineup, whatever the situation be. And from there, if it's a green top, the bowlers can take over. Problem is, India fell short of the probably here 225 is par, but India fell short by quite a bit. That is the problem. It would have been better if Bumrah had lost the toss. It would have been better for him, because as a captain in SCG, it is very difficult not to bat first, because and it has a history of crumbling also. Like and with two spinners, with the moment India is going into a test match with two spinners, they are almost tying their hands. They cannot
yeah, yeah.
probably win the toss and not bat first.
Yeah, and again, it just seems very surprising कि एक तो आपने उस pitch पे you elected to bat first after looking upward and downwards, and then you're playing two spinners as well. We'll talk about more about that. Pankaj, हमने bowler perspective से सोच लिया कि it was not an easy toss to win and decide, and probably Australia had the better run. And ठीक है, ये सारी बातें hindsight में हैं. But अगर आप बात करो Indian batting lineup की भी, मेरे ख्याल से 1.5-2 बैटर हैं जो फॉर्म में हैं। ठीक है, मैं दो भी पूरे नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, 1.5-2 बैटर, ठीक है, जो फॉर्म में है। क्या कॉन्फिडेंस लेकर गए होंगे, व्हाट वर दे थिंकिंग कि आज 300 रन बनाएंगे हम, इस पिच पे पहले बैटिंग करके 300 रन बनाएंगे. Was it a brave call? Is 185 a decent score just looking at the pitch, how it's behaved, how difficult that has been? और कल जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बैटिंग आएगी और बुमराह की स्पेल खत्म हो जाएगी, ये फिर से फ्लैट ट्रैक हो जाएगा.
Yeah, I think Chetan, what you mentioned was very correct. You know, वो मुझे चेस की याद आ गई. हम 1-2 वाला वो घोड़े की चाल वाली सिचुएशन में बैटिंग की. But I am extremely shocked because of the bravado, and especially shocked further that when Bumrah is your captain, I think the biggest problem with this current Indian team is they are lacking EQ, the emotional quotient. Test match is about emotional quotient, and if Bumrah is your captain, he is a fast bowler. He should have. I won the toss. Let me get my army of bowlers. Let's have a go. अगर इसका मतलब ये है कि बुमराह को क्या अपनी काबिलियत पे भरोसा नहीं है या फिर बाकियों पे भरोसा नहीं है on a Mamba green pitch which was supposed to be there on Brisbane and it's there in Sydney, and with Dwapan constantly telling on this show is being seen everywhere. ना Dwapan बार-बार बोल रहा है कि वो क्या बोलते हैं अपना वो लाके रखा हुआ पिच है, वो क्रम्बल नहीं होगा, वो अलग होता है. You can't. I mean, this is. I was completely shocked, and when you
ये वाला drop in pitch नहीं है. This is not a drop in.
मतलब in the sense the kind of, and also see what happens. You know, Australians are very intelligent. वो बताया हमको माम्बा पिच होगा, Brisbane में आया इधर. So I think we are absolutely mechanical in our approach right now. It's I don't know who is, and then they see. I'm not fond of data at all before the match. Data is always useful to make for us people like us to make stories after the match. I was shocked to see that decision.
Okay, let's take some comments here क्योंकि and then we'll discuss India's batting lineup. मुझे कुछ ज़्यादा discuss करने को दिख नहीं रहा है उसमें. We'll talk about it. Lot of sarcasm here. Keshav saying form is permanent, class is temporary. Next Indian cricket prince, when will he score in Sena countries? Gill on the path of KL Rahul after 30 plus tests. KL Rahul. Okay, this is a comment. Let's take it. KL Rahul might have had 2 good knocks, but the fact that we need to suffer such mediocrity shows the state of our current batting form. Absolutely bang on. Nitin, let's take you here. KL Rahul, so many. ठीक है, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि रोहित शर्मा को ड्रॉप नहीं. हाँ, पहली बार ड्रॉप है वो. पहली बार वो ड्रॉप है. He's not been rested. He's not opted out. He's been dropped. इस शो पे, let's be honest, Rohit Sharma has been dropped. If I'm hosting, he's been dropped. I don't know what happens when I'm not there, but he's been dropped. We'll come to that. But इतना चर्चा हुआ है कि केएल राहुल दिस, केएल राहुल दैट. पर्थ में 2 इनिंग्स के बाद, और आई थिंक एक और इनिंग थी, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा कहाँ पे. आई थिंक one more half century he has, right? He's not really climbed, and he's like, okay, you know what, रन नहीं है, कहाँ है. एक इनिंग रह गया है सीरीज में. Nitin.
Yeah, I mean, typical KL Rahul career, isn't it? I mean, he has suffered from. I don't think he's got 350s in a series after the 2016 series against England, against Australia. Sorry, 2016-2017 series against Australia. I don't think he's got 350s in a series. He's somebody, you know, like Ajinkya Rahane, if I may draw the comparison, he's somebody who struggles to carry his form over. You know, ऐसा नहीं कि एक मैच में 70 बनाया, दूसरा मैच में 80, फिर तीसरे मैच में 120, फिर एक और मैच में 40-50, फिर एक और मैच में 80. He's not, you know, normally when you had main batters scoring runs, you take that form forward. You know, Ajinkya also suffered from the same, and now I think KL Rahul, and not just now, I think that has been his Achilles heel. That is why I think he averages 35, because he has these periodic highs which are followed by some extremely low scores or, you know, mediocre scores. I mean, today what probably he was beautifully set up, couple of deliveries going out, again one around the fourth stump. Then he brought one inside, and the bat turned in his hand, and the ball went to square leg. So played a little early, I thought, but I think again the typical KL Rahul career, where the big score has just not been followed by another big score.
Yeah, let's be honest, it was not the easiest pitch to bat on. जिसमें आपने पहले batting कर लिया, so let's be easy on him. But in that sense, I'm talking from a holistic point of view. कि पूरी सीरीज में रन्स नहीं आए हैं. You had that Perth Test match, then you had that one-off innings बीच में. उसके अलावा केएल राहुल को लेके कॉन्वर्सेशन ज़्यादा हुआ है कि राहुल को इधर मूव करो, करो, शुभमन सॉरी रोहित को इतना इधर मूव करो, शुभमन को इधर मूव करो, शुभमन को तो एक मैच बिठा भी दिया। एंड देन द फोकस शुड हैव बीन ऑन केएल राहुल की बॉस तुम्हारे लिए ये सब कुछ हो रहा है, रन तो बना दो, बट वो नहीं आए हैं, यू नो द रन्स हैवंट कम। Dheeraj says, but if we bowl first, then it's up to the batters to win us a game in the end, and didn't go well before. I find this comment funny. 200 रन तो बन नहीं रहे भाई, मैच कहाँ जिताओगे तुम? ना लास्ट इनिंग में तुम 3 सेशन खेल पा रहे हो, ना तुम फर्स्ट इनिंग में 200 रन बना पा रहे हो। मैच जिताने की बात ही नहीं हो रही है यहाँ तो ये बात हो रही है कि कोई कुछ कर पा रहा है। तो पायन, let's look at the batting card now. Again, disappointing overall. I'm saying let's not pick one batters each. Yashasvi Jaiswal, he's been the best batter, of course. ठीक है, हो जाता है. Shubman Gill, last over before lunch, he's getting out to a spinner on that pitch. For me, that was the funniest moment of the day. अभी तुमने स्टीव स्मिथ के साथ बकवास किया, अगली बॉल पे तुम आउट हो गए, वो भी स्पिनर को, वो भी लंच से पहले. Like, what is happening there?
Is funniest and the most disappointing dismissal of the day.
Yes.
Like, because had India gone into lunch with 55 for 2, that would have been a shared session. Given the condition of the pitch, the amount of help that Australia was getting at that point of time, if India had just lost 2 wickets and Shubman Gill in there, like it would have been a psychological high for India at that point of time. I don't know why he got into that banter at that stage with with Steve Smith and all, and there was no reason for him to suddenly act out of his plays out of the ordinary. Like, he was playing well.
Yeah.
Some last ball, it shows that it's a problem of the mind. Like, somewhere down the line, India is cluttered in their mind, and that is having a big say in this series. That it shouldn't have happened. Like, the way Shubman Gill was batting, the way he had settled down, he was playing well. That is my point. Like, he was playing well, and at that point of time, playing that shot, like playing that shot, as in, of course, the ball was it was a decent ball. It straightened and all. Obviously, we expect Nathan Lyon to bowl that delivery, but you should be in a position to handle that when you are a player of that caliber. It's disappointing. It's
Okay.
disappointing. Having said that, one thing I will say, that 185 is not a very bad score on this pitch. It's not a very bad score. Like, yeah.
तो कल थोड़ा सूरज बाहर आने दो, थोड़ा सूरज चमकने दो, बुमराह की स्पेल हो जाने दो, then we'll talk about it. क्योंकि एक comment आया है, I will take that comment in just a bit. But उससे पहले we'll take Indrajit's comment. He says, do you think Shubman can continue at 3 on the UK tour? That's a tough place against swing and see. You know, I'll tell you, Indrajit, what the problem is, because आप अगर वो नेथन लायन वाला वो डिसमिसल ही देख लो अगेंस्ट नेथन लायन, he's coming forward, that's fine. He's trying to fend at it, that's also fine. But look at how hard he is playing at the ball. वो इतना उसका backhand is so strong, and he can, you know, he can play half pulls, he can play off his wrists, he can do everything. But why he can do that is because his backhand is so strong, his bottom hand is so strong. Now, the problem with that is that you always go hard at
Chetan.
Sorry,
Yeah.
That's T20 cricket, Chetan.
Correct.
Like,
that's T20 cricket.
Like,
And
hard.
then, and then you end up playing for a number 3 batter to play so hard at the ball. Yeah, number 3 batter can come in on the second ball, right? First ball pe aapki wicket gir gayi, you are in the first over. For a batter like that to go so hard at the ball at number 3, which is why he wants to bat at 3, that's great. But why I always thought that this is a problem for Shubman Gill at 3 is because the way he goes hard at it. Guys, what do you think? Is he... The runs aren't there. He's still averaging 40. Ravi Shastri has said in this ICC podcast, ki kya karoge, ye, this and that. But at the end of the day, you can't have somebody who goes so... Because even in England, he's right. Indrajit is right. The ball is moving and you're going hard at it. Slip, catch. And ये ऐसे करके तुम्हारा आंक रहेगा. What do you guys think? I mean, Shubman Gill at number 3, does that work? Has that stopped working for us? Gopal, let's start with you, then Pankaj, and then Nitin.
I have been saying for a long time that he should be batting at number 5. Right from the beginning, I see him more as a number 5 batter, where when the ball, the lateral movement becomes less, he will be more effective. That has been my theory for a while.
Hmm.
But the problem at the moment is that, like, if he is not playing at number 3, who is your number 3?
Hmm.
Like,
That's the second question, right? There's nobody.
that is the problem. Like, Devdutt Padikkal did not actually inspire confidence at the number 3 spot. Is it Sai Sudarshan? Is it
Sai
Rajat
Sudarshan,
Patidar?
yes, that just came to my mind. Yeah, but go ahead,
I
go ahead.
do not see anybody like who is a more capable number 3 batter than uh, Shubman Gill. But
Hmm.
if you tell me, like, if I have been constantly saying that Shubman Gill is better off batting at number 5 when the lateral movement is less and the spinners are also in play. He plays spinners normally. He plays spinners very well, and the
Hmm.
lack of lateral movement will only help him play very
Yeah.
well. That beside the line cricket that he plays with hard hands, it will
Hmm.
be he is perfectly suited to the number 5 spot.
In fact, okay. By the way, Indrajit texted, commented to us on this on X. आप Facebook और X पे भी comment कर सकते हो. So we'll take all your comments. Not all, as many comments as possible. मैंने all बोल दिया तो मेरे सर पे बंदूक लग जाएगी सारे comments लेने की. But yeah, I was talking to a former selector and he said, eventually Shubman Gill is going to eye the number 4 spot as and when Virat Kohli opts out. तो उसके बाद number 4 eventually has to go to Shubman Gill. So why not bat him at number 5 and now start looking for a new number 3, maybe even Sai Sudarshan. वो इंडिया ए के टूर पे भी था. I think he did well also over there. Nitin, your thoughts on this? Shubman Gill at 5 and maybe try and groom somebody new for number 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would ideally like a left-hander at number 3.
Hmm.
So yeah, Sai Sudarshan or
Hmm.
Devdutt Padikkal, whoever. I mean,
Hmm.
whoever is worthy enough to bat there
Hmm.
can maybe bat there. I agree with Vaipan that he plays with very Gill plays with very hard hands.
Hmm.
India में तो चल जाएगा, but
Hmm.
as we have seen his struggles in South Africa, in Australia,
Hmm.
and also in the two WTC finals,
Hmm.
he's really struggled to make a significant contribution. He reminds me so much of the earlier VVS Lakshman, before that 281 VVS Lakshman,
Hmm.
where even he suffered initially because he used to play with very hard hands until he found a home at number 5 and number 6, and he became the player that he eventually did. But
Hmm.
I'm not now. I mean, I know the troll army will suddenly jump and say, "Are you comparing Lakshman to Gill?" No. I'm not doing that. But 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 he has, because even Lakshman used to play besides the line of the ball, and his game is very similar to Lakshman. He's got a wonderful back foot game, but
Yeah.
at the moment, I feel that there are some technical flaws which he needs to address.
Hmm. Okay, this was an interesting comment. Army of bowlers खिलाने नहीं दे रहा है. जीजी तो कहाँ से आएगी, तो कहाँ से bowling करेगा? India has won with 4 fast bowlers in Sena, but we are playing only 3. 4 है आपके पास खिलाने के लिए फास्ट बॉलर जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बैटिंग को प्रॉब्लम करेंगे? पहले इस बात का जवाब दे दो भाई आप. 4 फास्ट बॉलर गिना दो आप. आप कह रहे हो कि वी यूज्ड टू प्ले. पहली बात, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स वी हैव प्लेड 4 फास्ट बॉलर्स? एक बार पर्थ में एंड आई थिंक एक बार उससे पहले जोहानिसबर्ग में 2018.
साउथ अफ्रीका.
या वहां पे भी ग्रीन टॉप सरफेस था. ठीक है,
Cape Town,
दैट्स
Cape Town,
केप टाउन
24.
वही.
Cape Town was Hardik. There was 3 pacers plus Hardik, right? So
No,
Hardik,
no,
though
no.
you're not
This year, last
मुकेश
year,
भी था.
last
Mukesh,
year.
Prasid,
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Shami,
not.
sorry, Mukesh, Siraj, and Bumrah. Yeah.
अच्छा,
Yeah.
he's not
Okay.
counting.
Okay. So you wanna. So that's what I'm saying कि अभी स्क्वाड में आपके पास 4 है फास्ट जो इस ऑस्ट्रेलियन लाइनअप को परेशान कर सके. जब 3 खिला रहे हैं वो परेशान नहीं कर पाए. आप एक
Yeah.
एक्स्ट्रा खिलाने की बात कर रहे हो. I mean, my question is कि do you even have that balance available to you? आप 20 मैं why I'm talking about 2018 is कि वहां पे you had that balance available to you. Your top 6 were firing. You had somebody at number 7, somebody like an Ashwin or a Jadeja जो पूरा सा balance कर पा रहा था. And then you had the option of playing those 4 fast bowlers, and you had Ishant Sharma and Shami and Bumrah, and either you had Bhuvi or you had Umesh. You could balance it out. And सबसे बड़ी बात, your batters were scoring runs. यहाँ पे there's nothing. There's no balance of any sort. So the reason somebody asked here कि why are you playing 2 spinners? You're not playing 2 spinners. You're playing 3 batting all rounders. because you're trying to shore up your batting. आप इसमें दो स्पिनर का लॉजिक मत ढूंढो. Okay, let's move on to this, and I wanted to take this comment. I'm searching for it because yeah. Pankaj, let's start with you. बहुत दूर लग रही है दिल्ली यहाँ पे 10,000 की 10,000 test runs, biggest underachievement in Test cricket. Uh, I was really hoping the way he was playing, the way he was batting. Um, he started leaving some. पहली बॉल को छोड़ देते हैं. पहली बॉल को छोड़ देते हैं. It happens. But after that, the way he started leaving and with the drop on the first ball, you thought, maybe things could be different today. But eventually, post lunch, no, it's the same. It's the same. Pankaj, then Nitin and Dopayan, Virat Kohli.
I think Virat has lost in somewhere in memory or transition. Remember, he had a similar problem somewhere in 2014 on that England tour, and he was really. And then he made some amends on that, and he did really very well in the next tour. But if you look at the last 5 years, I don't think Virat has been able to carry that kind of the reform in Test cricket, especially. And I would still suggest that we should talk more about Steve Smith 10,000 runs rather than Virat Kohli, because Virat Kohli, I think, has gone a bit too far for comfort. Because and I really sometimes feel that there needs to be a guiding light to him, because at the end of the day, Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli, I can understand. Everyone loves you, no doubt about it. But you got to listen to your body, you got to listen to your form, and you got to figure out, just because you want to make 10,000 or your fans want you to make 10,000, it will not happen. And it's extremely disappointing that Virat. Now there are memes going on. I mean, I felt so sad. Someone saying कि 10 साल से ये चिकन नहीं खा रहे, उतना चलता है आपको, outside your stump खेलने को नहीं होता है. When people start doing stuff like this, it's an indication to a great player, whosoever it may be. But Virat Kohli, it's difficult, and now the problem is it's kitne dur kitne pass kind of thing. But we don't have any test matches in the next 6 months. Are you going to your aging? Are you going to continue in that England tour also for the 5 test match because you want to do this? He and Rohit Sharma, we are very clear with this. They are disturbing the balance of the team. So I think Virat, as a very big cricketer, needs to understand this. And even if he gets to 10,000 now, let me get this clear. क्या होता है when you are on a big run, on a bull run in the share market and you post some profits, it's good. अभी आपका स्टॉक खराब हो गया है और फिर आके आप थोड़ा करके वहां करेंगे, it will not suit him as a cricketer or as a legend that we all know him. So it's extremely sad, and it's okay. I mean, Dhoni also didn't complete 100 test matches. So chalega, it's okay. It's part of the game. What is needed for the team?
He went on his own terms, right? He wasn't. He didn't opt out. He didn't.
And I think just a quick comment to add. What is missing in this Indian side is our street smart cricketers. We don't want people who can make big centuries right now. We want street smart cricketers, and Shubman Gill needs to understand this. Look at the Australians. They were very clear. They knew कि last over hai, let's start the chatter. They knew what to do, and we didn't know what. We are underestimating the opposition.
Okay, Nitin, Virat Kohli, do you agree? Gone too far now?
Yeah, I mean, over 5 years now, he's averaging less than 30 now, and that is serious issues. And
okay. Ask the producer if I can interject here. There's this comment from Sanjay Manjrekar. Do we have that comment? We made a graphic on that. Yeah, this is the thing. This is about forget. We'll come to this dropped bit in just a bit. The issue I have with the secretive operation. Rohit is not an all-time great to keep his exclusion mysterious. I can understand if it's Virat Kohli, but Rohit has played 600 odd tests with one overseas century and an average of just 40. I don't get why this exclusion is so mysterious. But yahan pe the fact that I am underlining right now is he's not an all-time great, and he's this is a direct comparison with Virat Kohli, which we have tried and avoid on this show. We've tried to keep them segregated. लेकिन यहाँ पे संजय मांजरेकर speaking on the broadcaster channel has clearly said कि he's not Virat Kohli. So because he's Virat Kohli, with an average of 20-25, he's been given such a 5-year long rope now. Has it gone too far?
Yeah, it has. I mean, and there is there seems to be no sign of any solution. No, I mean,
Yeah.
he has just in this series. I think he's just been worked out. I mean, Scott Boland was just saying that we knew that initially he will leave balls, but once he gets set, he will again start playing. So our plan is only to bowl there. So it's the tactic is as transparent as glass. So and I don't know still why the support staff or whatever has not been able to work this out. I mean the right now there is
Hmm.
you know a plethora of data available on how to get Virat Kohli out. So
Hmm.
and I don't know. I mean whether it's. I mean this clearly shows today also. I think
Hmm.
Dwaipan also had mentioned it in one of the earlier shows that this mental strain of long periods of concentration is now getting to him. He's not able to, and the first error that he makes after a lengthy bit of searching examination, he's falling prey to it.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, Payan, your thoughts on this? I mean, the reason why he's fishing is because he just doesn't have the all-round game कि आप और कोई shot खेल पाओ. Like for example, today he faced how many deliveries and he had those 17 runs, not a boundary,
69,
anything. Yeah, he
69 balls. Yeah,
like I was watching Sachin's because Sachin's SCG knock is being replayed and played and played and played for obvious reasons. You see the way he was able to maneuver the field इसको छोड़ के कवर को छोड़ के सब जगह खेल लिया वो right
Huh.
he's just not able to do that let's be very honest about it ठीक है
See, uh,
so
uh, huh.
what's the solution here
Look, I was listening to an explanation from Sunil Gavaskar, the way he was explaining it, and I will kind of repeat that Virat Kohli, if you see, has scored all his runs on the like most of his runs on the front foot. His
that's correct.
first trigger movement is on the front foot, and
hmm.
with that he has scored his runs. It was during the 2014 England series when he tried to hang back and play late, which did not work from him, and he discarded that theory completely and went into that like compulsive front foot movement where he will meet everything bahar and wahan se khelega. Yeah, so but that
Hmm.
was fine till a point. But after a point, when you are aging, your eye is going, it is difficult for him to make that adjustment of that back foot trigger movement, which is also necessary for the for you to play the
Yeah.
ball closer to your body. That adjustment he is being unable to do, and that's why his scoring range is much less. If you compare to Tendulkar, his closing range is much less. So he has
Hmm.
to keep playing that shot.
keep playing
He
at
can
it
resist it.
yeah
He can resist it for a bit, but finally
Hmm.
he will play that shot because he does not have a release shot unless he is bowled on the legs. And this Australian attack is so relentless that they are not pulling him on the legs.
No, let's be honest here. There is a compulsive need to go for that cover drive यार. अगर आप मेलबर्न का second innings देखो, he had the first innings and second innings. He started off well. He made sure that they were bowling to him on the line of the body, on the line of middle and leg, and he was taking runs on the leg side. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम जहां पे आती है, दिस इज जस्ट माय ओपिनियन, इज कि द मोमेंट he starts getting a little confident at the crease, the way he spends a little more time at the crease, तब उसको एक चैनल में बॉल करा दो एंड देन ही सेज कि ओ नाउ आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट, नाउ आई एम फीलिंग द बॉल वेल फ्रॉम द मिडल ऑफ माय बैट, लेट मी गो फॉर अ कवर ड्राइव और लेट मी फील इट ऑन दी ऑफ. आज की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं, आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द मेलबर्न थिंग, लाइक यू सेड ना कि वो लाइन पे या बॉडी पे बॉलिंग करा रहे हैं तो ही कांट डू इट. ही ट्राइड डूइंग इट, but the moment he goes into a little bit of confidence in his head, little bit of extra deliveries he plays, and he tries to attempt that, and then just everything goes bad really. And my personal opinion on this is, and I'm a nobody, okay, I've never played cricket on that level, so lekin just my opinion is that maybe this one thing where there's compulsive need to drive the ball, maybe if he can be patient, if he can score those runs, he can, वो urge को कैसे negate कर सकते हैं? The only way he can negate this urge is boss go back to domestic cricket. If he can do that, and the problem with that is there's not enough domestic cricket left in the season, and we're looking at the next season Will he be in the test squad? Will he want to continue? Will he opt out or not? All of that is there. So yeah, I mean,
Chetan, I will just
yeah, go ahead,
ask you one
go ahead.
thing. Like, even if he is suppose going back to Ranji Trophy cricket, do you
Mhm.
think that the bowlers basically Ranji Trophy cricket these days is third division cricket? The
Yes.
your elites don't play, your IPL players
Mhm.
don't play. So it is basically third division cricket. And do you think they have the discipline to keep bowling him in that
Yeah.
channel that these guys are bowling? It will
See,
actually, it will
again,
not happen playing Indian domestic cricket at least. I don't know if he goes to play
I
county and sorts it out, it's a different matter.
I don't know if he has the time to play county, क्योंकि county में कोई भी आपको सिर्फ एक महीने के लिए नहीं लेगा. He has to play the IPL like we discussed the other day. So see, the reason why I'm saying is you go back to the domestic cricket structure is because I'm not even talking about the quality of bowlers bowling at him. I am just talking about his compulsive need to drive the ball, get onto the front foot की boss, मैं थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस में आ गया हूं, मैंने 50 बॉल खेल लिया है, मैंने 20 रन बना लिया है. नाउ आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट अनफ कि मुझे एक कवर ड्राइव लगाना है. That compulsive urge, he can get better at it. He can maybe get on top of it by playing domestic cricket. That is just my theory. Probably doesn't matter, doesn't count anyway. Yes, Pankaj, let's go.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a kind of a thing in cricket at the age of 36. This is absolutely not necessary. I mean, you have been playing so much of cricket, you can play so much of cricket. What's the obsession? I mean, go, yeah. I mean, and it's very frankly from the bottom of my heart. At 36, you don't come to change your and improve your technique anymore. Be
No,
it
Saurav
Ranji Trophy,
Ganguly
be
did.
it County. You have so
Not at
much to do then.
36. Saurav
Yeah,
Ganguly did
36,
at
yeah.
33. Not at 36, but at
Yeah.
33, right? Yeah.
नहीं 36 इज टू मच यार अभी और वो भी हम उनको क्यों एक्सपेक्ट करें कि भाई ठीक है हो गया यार आई मीन लेट द अदर्स ट्राई डू लेट देम मेक मिस्टेक्स यू हैव सो मच टू प्ले फॉर आई थिंक समवेयर डाउन द लाइन यू नो इट जस्ट टेक्स योर आई मीन इट्स अ लेजेंड यार तो लेजेंड के बारे में ऐसा कुछ होगा ना तो बुरा लगता है जस्ट फिनिश यार दैट्स ओके नहीं है ऑलराउंड गेम होता है सबका आई मीन एवरीवन इज नॉट सचिन तेंदुलकर और सुनील गावस्कर
And the other problem is this as well. There's a particular fan base. Just coming to you, Nitin. You know,
Yeah.
that Virat does not need to go domestic. Ranji bowlers are ordinary bowlers. If they are so ordinary, let him go to domestic cricket and score against them, right?
या
Nitin, you were going to
एग्जैक्टली
say. If they're so, ये fan bases and these fan accounts are like, no, he doesn't need to go. Boss, run तो बन नहीं रहे, तो कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना. You can't just occupy a spot in the Indian team. Nitin.
Yeah, I also seeing the pattern of dismissals. I also feel that he needed, or it had to be pointed out to him earlier by maybe the earlier management or the current one, that he does not have any back foot shots on the offside. Maybe that
Yeah.
is why when the ball is pitched up, he goes for that. And so what Tendulkar had was he had that punch through the
या
covers. He had a wonderful cut shot, which Virat Kohli does not have. For people who compare him to SRT, I mean, I just want to bow my head and bow my hands. That please don't indulge in blasphemy. You know? Yeah.
There's this
वेरी वेल
video.
सेड वेरी वेल सेड
There's this video on social media ना where this Pakistani guy is कि सचिन तेंदुलकर को खेलते हुए देखा है आपने खुदा का खौफ करे यार खुदा का खौफ करे that comes to my mind when people compare Sachin. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, and this is Cristiano Ronaldo. Thanks for watching our show, taking time out from your very hectic
बिजी
schedule.
शेड्यूल
Busy schedule. Everyone says Virat can replicate. We know he cannot. Difference is a back foot player and always a front foot player. Yes, this is what we've been discussing. Okay, Kannan says, would county teams will contract someone whose weakness could be a walking wicket in English conditions? Look. Counties won't operate on that basis. A Virat Kohli going to a county, you know how much that increases their profile in terms of the money coming in for them, even for 1 month. That would be unprecedented for them. But the issue is not that. The issue is ki will now if you look at the English summer season, it's bifurcated. Up you start early, then you have your test season there in between, and then you have your T20 season, and then you have that 100 stuff. ठीक है, I refuse to recognize this as a tournament. The 100, फिर उसके बाद आपका remainder होता है. So the initial part of the season where you play majority of your county matches, he's not going to be available. So वो दो match के लिए no county is going to risk that because they already have a set pattern, they already have a
True.
set number of players, etc. Anyway, Let's move on. Rishabh Pant. We have comments from we have comments from Rishabh Pant. Let's take them quickly. Rishabh Pant scored 40, top scorer. I wasn't in the frame of mind, says Rishabh Pant. This innings is where I didn't want to take chances because wicket was doing too much. Kind of situation we were in. भैया situation तो पिछले मैच में भी खराब थी, but ठीक है. Looks like a little bit of defensive cricket, yes, but there is time to attack when you're going to play with whatever the game asked me to do on the given days. This is what I tried to do. That was the mindset. Nitin, today was a brave knock from him. He was controlling himself. Also, you know, they were bowling consistently short at him. He pull karega, pull karega, pull karega, and he did not until he got out. He was controlling himself. Today was really brave from him. But I'm afraid that they will uh, now people will just start bowling short at him. Ki boss, ab tu utha ke maar. Tu bas utha ke maar. So this is going to be a test for him going ahead from here.
Yeah, one of his better knocks after that Cape Town 100 that he hit, and also the one in Edgbaston in that delayed fifth test. I think two of his. This one was a quality knock. Lot of he defended the balls very well, got hit. But I also felt no Chetan that, and I don't know, maybe Pankaj and Dwaipan also will be able to dwell on it. That somewhere I think that public criticism by Gavaskar and also so much criticism on social media and maybe a
Don't
few
forget the
as
dressing room. Don't forget
As
the dressing
Gambhir
room.
said, yeah, as Gambhir said in the press conference that some honest words were spoken to him, or to people who who we want to respect the game situation. So I think maybe that kind of forced him to rein himself in, and he was not the normally what I would have expected was he would maybe charge down to Scott Boland and hit him off his length. He tried doing that to Bow Webster, but I think he was somewhere. I think he had those two dismissals and the public criticism and the dressing room reaction that he had in Melbourne. Somewhere down the line, he had it in his mind, and we could see that in his innings today.
Dubayan, your thoughts on Rishabh Pant? There has to be a balance. Is he going to search for balance on his own, or the management is going to force him to search that balance? Because you do have Dhruv Jurel, who's been impressive in what he's done.
Yes, the thing is, we we as cricketing nation, we are probably okay for a batsman to get out on a defensive shot, but we are
Hmm.
not okay if he plays an attacking shot and get out. This is a kind of a mindset that we have, and I think even I have. So if we have, and I should not be looking down upon people and say that others have. But yes, the
No,
second inning,
let me
because
interject here.
the
See,
second innings shot
hmm,
that he had played in Melbourne, that was really a very poor shot given the circumstances. He should
true,
not have played that
yeah.
shot. Huh.
Even the
But
first one, even the first innings
first
one. But
one,
see,
no, first one. Why I am saying first one was not that unjustified because India needed to score runs and he was looking for ways to score runs. That's
no,
why I
but on
will
the previous
still
ball he had
justify that shot.
no,
And
but on the
that
previous
shot,
ball he had missed that shot. Then he went
no,
for it
but
again. भैया एक ओवर रुक
but
के कर लो.
but I have never seen Rishabh Pant getting out to that shot before. He keeps playing that shot. So there
Yeah,
were
true,
a
true.
lot of things. So that is the thing. But the second innings shot when you did not need runs at
Yeah,
that point of time, and all you had to do was bat out 5 to 7 overs. At that point of time, that shot was really a very very poor shot.
why?
From there, uh, yeah, from there, like today at least there was this sense of application. You could see that he was applying, he was trying to
Hmm.
rein himself in. But yes, that balance is necessary. So I think if he can get this defensive tight defensive game into his cricket,
Hmm.
he has that game. So if he starts implementing it and then garnishes it with the attacking shots, he will be a better test cricketer. That is what I think. So this knock should stand him in good state going forward.
Hmm. No, I think there are 2 points I want to make here. One, and I want Pankaj to comment on it. One is, see, I don't have a problem with the shot he played today because he was boxed in short ball by short ball and he wanted a release shot. So you go for an attacking pull, वो नहीं didn't work out, ठीक है, finished. But the kind of shots he played in Melbourne, even the first innings, but definitely the second innings. Second innings में तो आपको 30 यार्ड के बाहर मारने की जरूरत नहीं थी, राइट? आपको तो रन तो बनाना ही नहीं थे ना, आपको तो सिर्फ खड़ा रहना था. So I think I am okay with getting out on an aggressive shot as long as it's according to the situation. In Melbourne, he did not play according to the situation. Let's be very honest about it. The second point I want to make is what Dopayan said. I agree with you, but I think after his comeback, एक ना reset हो गया है. You look at his trajectory when he started out in the Indian team. तब भी he used to play these attacking shots and everybody used to talk कि okay situation के हिसाब से खेलो, balance बना के खेलो. It took him some time to become the match winner that won us that test match in Gaba. I think he's gone back on that trajectory जहाँ पे he's restarted as this attacking batter, and now he needs to reset his mind and again become that version of the batter he was in Gaba. Pankaj, what do you think?
I think his knock was pretty brave, no doubt about it. He took a lot of blows up, and as he was taking those blows, suddenly I went back to 1995 and I used to see Steve Waugh doing this against the West Indians, and that was a very, very fantastic series. And but what the difference was, Rishabh Pant or the Indian think tank is obsessively very, very binary. Either you defend, or either you play a natural game. Let me give you a quick analogy. When all of us are working at home and we kind of have the milk to warm on the gas in the kitchen, we are working. What indicates you that it's getting done, the cream is coming up? The aroma comes, and you automatically quickly go and switch off the gas. If you don't do it, then the mom at home says, go there, and you then do the thing. I found that there was no mummy in the Indian camp who could have gone there and said those magic words, because it is the emotional quotient I am seeing missing. Rishabh Pant has done a fantastic job taking those blows, standing in there. Just imagine Rohit Sharma as the 12th man going in there, speaking to him something in the ears, and then, yes, I get something. That would have, this is what Test cricket is all about, and we are not doing it. The lack of complete breakdown of communication, I think, is the case. And you can't blame Rishabh because he's in that phase of mind, as you said. Dwapan and Nitin also mentioned, but there is someone there to get him out of it. And he was at that cusp of getting, nobody said anything to him, and the Australians did their job.
No, but let's be honest, Australians have been really on the money. There's this comment abhi yahan pe Mayata sports fan said ki Aussies have also planned very well on his weakness. I think they've planned very well on everybody's weakness, whether it's
exactly.
Look at Jaiswal, the way Mitchell Stark is absolutely on the money with the very first ball, full length coming into his pads. Usko pata hai kya weakness hai starting off. That's a major challenge for somebody like Jaiswal, and I think he's the better for it. Let's go through. So the Aussies have really planned well, or there are some of their plans. जिनका नाम Scott Boland है, उनका तो जवाब है ही नहीं हमारे पास. Let's quickly go over the talking points for the day before we wrap up the show today. Yeah, we've already discussed the decision to bat first, the openers and Virat Kohli's top. ये बात करते हैं जरा. Nitin, why didn't let's have those comments. Do we have some of those comments from people? Sanjay Manjrekar से शुरू करते हैं. Sanjay Manjrekar says, why can't we say Rohit Sharma has been dropped? At the toss, Jasprit Bumrah says कि he's rested, he's been leadership, ये वो. Boss, he's been dropped. Clear bolo. Why is there a lot of unity in our team? All very fine, all very good, but he has been dropped. Okay, the captain has dropped himself. You can say that. It makes it feel better. That's great. Rishabh Pant का comment लेते हैं. Rishabh Pant ने कहा कि ये उनके pay grade के बाहर है. I think definitely it was an emotional decision because he's been captain for a long time. We see him as a leader of the team, but I think there are some decisions which you are not involved with. It's a very management call. So I was not part of that conversation. Nitin, why? I mean, पहले rest था, फिर back sprain, back strain, back spasm. Then now it's opt out. मतलब drop क्यों नहीं use होता है? There is no word called dropped in Indian cricket dictionary, is there?
Yeah, it's not there, and it's hopefully now it will start because everyone knows that he has been dropped, and now I'm hearing news reports that he had offered to sit out of Melbourne as well. So
Okay, that's
So
new. But yeah.
that yeah. So that kind of now begs the question: was he in a mental state to come here in the first place?
Hmm.
Because he looks very lethargic. He looks very slow, um, and I think yesterday's net session. I don't know whether, I mean, I'm sure you guys would have discussed it. I think yesterday's net session, I think, would have been a joke where he just he left even the throwdowns that hit the stumps. So it just shows, and I don't know why he's still there. He should not be there anymore. He should just come
Dubai?
back, and yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah. Dubai, do you think New Zealand series was a good stopping point for him? This has been
Yeah,
stretched because you don't want to quit ahead of an important series in the WTC. You could reach the final, potentially have that crowning moment all over again. Do you think New Zealand was a better, हो गया आपका वानखेड़े टेस्ट मैच, लास्ट मैच, गुड बाय हो जाता, वहां पे सेंड ऑफ हो जाता?
his moment was in Barbados in June,
Yeah.
when they won the T20 World Cup. That was his moment. Like Indian
Right.
players have invariably failed to catch the right moment to
Hmm.
retire. Most of them.
You mean from all formats? You mean from all formats, right? क्योंकि T20 तो छोड़ ही
From
दिया.
all formats, from all
Yeah.
formats, like he should have understood that his time is up. Like it is fine. Like but now I hope they do not consider him for Champions Trophy. Like it's a very strange selection policies in India. No, Champions Trophy is coming. I hope they do, because he's still the white ODI captain of India. So I hope they don't consider him for Champions Trophy. He will obviously play IPL. That IPL thing is there, and he will play that. And I think it will be his last IPL also. But yes, it became a, in international cricket, in Test cricket, it has become a very pathetic end to a very attractive cricketer. He he
Yes.
he should have understood that this is coming, and called time on his career slightly
Okay.
earlier. It would have been
So,
better for everyone.
you've just opened a new Pandora box की Champions Trophy. अब सारे comments आप सारे Champions Trophy को लेकर आ रहे हैं. मैं क्या करूँ उसका? अब क्या करूँ मैं अब उसका? We'll take one. Um, should Rohit's test form and drop affect India's selection plans for Champions Trophy? Dwapayan ने तो कह दिया है. Pankaj and Nitin, your thoughts on this? Because look, from what I understand, he's captaining that side. Okay, probably going to be his swan song if he retires. If nahi, it's more or less guaranteed that he'll call time on his Test career, and Champions Trophy could be the last we see of Rohit Sharma. But I mean, Pankaj and Nitin, A, is this going to happen? And B, अगर नहीं तो Champions Trophy में किसको captain बना रहे हो भाई आप? Pankaj.
I think I agree with what Dwapan said, and it would be a big loss. And मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि we should take a cue from lawn tennis, where in the Davis Cup we have a non-playing captain. By that, we will be able to manage everyone, and he can be the non-playing captain in the Champions Trophy. And I'm not sure now in the case, will he play the England series and not play the Champions Trophy, or drop in the England series and then play the Champions Trophy as the last swan song, as Dwapan also mentioned. It's tricky. Maybe some years down the line, some of us would be writing his book, and maybe then all the news would come up. Maybe a decade after this.
जवाब तो दिया नहीं तुमने, घुमा दिया यूं गोल गोल हमें सबको. नितिन तुम बोलो यार.
Yeah, I gave the suggestion that Davis Cup wala non-playing captain.
मैंने ये पूछा कि होना चाहिए या नहीं होना चाहिए, हाँ या ना में जवाब था. इतना गोल गोल घुमाने की जरूरत नहीं थी.
चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में कैप्टेंसी का ऑप्शन डिफिकल्ट नहीं है. बुमराह इज देयर. You can always make
Okay,
Bumrah there.
नितिन चलो. पंकज तुम्हें जवाब देने की जरूरत नहीं है,
Yeah.
तुम गोल गोल घुमाओ हमें. नितिन.
Yeah, Bumrah is captain, and Rohit sadly retiring from all formats. Been a great career, especially in white ball formats. But I think after this blow, I mean this would have hurt his pride and his ego. And I know sports persons and champion sports persons especially are very stubborn, but I don't think that he will have the desire now to come back again. And I mean, if I'm proved wrong, then so be it. But I think this is it for him.
Yeah, but I doubt that's going to happen. I see him playing in the Champions Trophy and captaining and seeing कि वहाँ पे क्या होता है. Finishing on a high, as someone says in our comments. Okay, let's go down once again. Second list of talking points कि हमने कुछ miss तो नहीं कर दिया आज का. Rishabh back. Scott Boland is inevitable. Okay. Okay. last 2 points here. First of all, we will take it one by one. Nitin, Scott Boland. I mean, you need somebody to bowl like Boland did. What a gem of a bowler. But ऐसा bowler चाहिए हमें. And बुमराह इज बुमराह, लेकिन उसके अलावा हमें एक ऐसा बॉलर चाहिए. क्या हमारे पास है ऐसा बॉलर? प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा. All eyes will be on him. Lot of people have talked him up. This is his make or break point, right?
Yeah, I would like to go back to what comment you made when you started the show, that you would not like to comment on the pitch unless both teams have batted. I will just twist it a little bit and I would say I would not like to comment on the pitch unless both teams have bowled.
Bold.
Especially, yeah, especially with the Indian bowling attack the way it is, and we are so Bumrah centric. I think we are at least 75 or 80 under par, seriously under
Okay.
par on this.
Okay.
And I think tomorrow the weather forecast is much better,
Yeah.
and the wicket I think will play better unless Bumrah strikes thrice in his first 5 overs.
Hmm.
I think I see no hope for India. He has to
Okay.
strike thrice.
Okay. So Payan, your thoughts? 185. Harsha Bogle says this pitch is doing way too much, and he's pretty much always balanced in his opinion. The much respected Harsha Bogle. Your thoughts? 185. You thought it was a good total. Do you agree with Nitin ki we are 70-80 short on this?
No, I don't think. First thing, I was very surprised that Australia dished out this pitch because
Okay.
they probably want to finish this WTC thing before they go to Sri Lanka. They're scared of Sri Lanka. You can see that because this is a lottery pitch that they have dished out. It is a lottery pitch, and it's going to be difficult. I think the Scott Boland work has to be done by Mohammad Siraj in this attack.
Okay.
Because Prasidh Krishna his normal length is slightly short of length, which
Hmm.
may not be incredibly difficult for the Australian batsman, but that holding
Hmm.
job has to be done by Mohammad Siraj because Bumrah will be Bumrah. Bumrah will give you 5 wickets on this pitch for about
Hmm.
70, 65, 70 runs. That's a
Hmm.
given. But
Hmm.
how the others face and their Mohammad Siraj's role becomes very, very important tomorrow.
Hmm. मतलब मोहम्मद सिराज पे आपने बेट कर दिया, पता ही नहीं चलता यार वो किस साइड ऑफ द बेट गेट अप कर रहे हैं, एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सिराज आर वी गेटिंग.
So
Okay, we'll see. Because we've been expecting a new Siraj to show up for the entire series. एक second innings in Melbourne he showed up, right? And first innings in Perth, thoda sa. He's been gayab since then in between. Okay, last point. You were talking about emotional quotient. Pankaj, is a 19-year-old in India's head. भाई लास्ट बॉल पे क्या हुआ? जसप्रीत बुमराह, you're the greatest fast bowler in the world right now. 19 साल के लौंडे से लड़ रहे हो यार तुम.
इसका मतलब क्या है चेतन? That you are so vulnerable, and Australia know which player to dish out to you. Now it's a learning process. Even if Sam Constas doesn't succeed in what he's doing, it's a learning
Yeah.
process for him. He's
Yeah.
19. अरे but
Yeah.
आप लोग क्या कर रहे हो? And the biggest point is बुमराह भड़क गया, ठीक है. विराट कोहली बेगानी शादी में अब्दुल्ला दीवाना क्या कर रहा है यार? The biggest problem with this whole thing is, there is no teamwork and there is no. See, Test cricket is about playing simple and making it's a game of chess, And in this case, we do too much of bravado. And what Dwapan said is Siraj would have been the ideal thing, but then you need someone like a Scott Boland who is a simple person ready to come and do your work, labor, go out. This is for the team.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Sam Constas has been nicely put in a very wonderful. It's a pawn who has
He's
now
been
created a problem.
he's been picked to do just this.
Exactly.
He's been selected just for this. Oh my God. Anyway, Scott Boland, what an amazing bowler you are. Amazing bowler you are. Let's see. Tomorrow Indian players would get into I'm not sure you can get into Sam Constance's head. I 19 साल का है यार. He's too mature for what he's done. And then
but
that would
Chet-
quietly allow Marnus and Smith to settle into their game quietly. Okay, let's see. Okay, quickly, prediction. Australia कितने पे जा रहा है? Pankaj, let's start with you. One word answer, quickly.
Australia
How many
270.
are they scoring?
270.
270. Nitin.
318.
भाई तुम मतलब हो गया innings loss. Okay. Gopayan.
158.
Oh,
किसकी
yeah.
किस क्या एक सेकंड ये क्या क्या एक 318 बोल रहा है एक 158 बोल रहा है क्या कैलकुलेट
I am.
Dopayan you have to explain no wait you said
Yeah.
5 or 60 बुमराह takes ठीक
Hmm.
है बाकी
Yeah.
बाकी 5 विकेट 90 रन
बाकी बात because गिरेगा ना. I am expecting wickets to go to fall. Only thing what can save Australia on this pitch is one guy scoring a 150. That like that you
150 तो
can't
नहीं
like if one
Marnus
of these.
Marnus Labuschagne will probably be standing Marnus
पता नहीं
uh,
कोई एक अटक भी सकता है, but I think India can get all out for Australia can get all out for less than India's total. There is a possibility.
okay. Well, Dopayan was right in Perth. Let's give him that. He was right in Perth with what happened. Let's see what happens because India does need this win. Big morning session coming up. Just want to remind you guys, we'll be coming to you immediately after the game finishes tomorrow. Weekend here, so we'll come to you after the match finishes, around 10 minutes after the match finishes. So let's see what happens on day two. Thank you so much, guys. Pankaj,
Thank
Nitin,
you.
and Dopayan. It's been a fun show. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for your comments. It's been fun. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep watching. We'll see you at around 10 minutes after stumps tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.